Yeah. So Glenda, what would you say what were your roots? When did you start singing?
Well, I grew up in a profoundly musical family, as is in my bio. My mother was the daughter of a minister, and incredibly musical, naturally. She didn't have a lot of time or opportunity to develop when she was young.
Yeah.
But she had an older sister that she sang with a lot, and then she basically taught herself to play piano until she got old enough at 18, I think, to start piano lessons, which is interesting. And then she did a lot. And she married my father, who, you know, was a professional singer back in the East, and he used to sing in nightclubs and in, you know, soldiers' dances and different things. He grew up in the 50s, and so he was a 50s rocker. And he's also a minister. So when we were growing up, I have one sister, we always sang. It was a given. It was not an option for us. It was, girls, get up and sing. And so that was our upbringing. It was our experience. And when I got older, I didn't do a lot for a while, you know, while I was having my kids. And then I was asked to do a wedding, interestingly enough. And at that time, I didn't know any professional musicians. I only knew sort of weekend warriors. So we consented to do this wedding with this unknown keyboardist. And he ended up not showing up for the wedding on time. And I had to sing most of the wedding songs a cappella. Celine Dion songs, The Power of Your Love. It was fabulous, actually. But it worked out good because it was in a small little wooden church. It was absolutely beautiful. But that happened, and then I knew, if I can do this and kill it, I can, you know, work as a professional.
Yep.
And so and then of course, I got to know Miles and got to know you, and the rest is hysterical. What about you? How did you start your musical career?
Well, in our family, and quite a few families of that era, we were put into like classical piano lessons. So I went through, I don't know how many, I ended up playing grade 10 stuff, but I did a lot by ear, even when I was playing classical
That's
music.
the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it was for me. But professionally, I didn't really get doing it for money until I started playing guitar, which was quite late. I didn't start till, I think, 15, listening to people like the Beatles and Hendrix later on, Jeff Beck and that kind of thing. No idea.
So you were talking about having an affinity with the Beatles music, is that right?
Yeah. I appreciated their writing. Actually, I still do appreciate their writing. I think they were a group of people that happened at the right time, but there was some genius involved there as far as their melodic invention. I thought was really good.
Right.
In fact, I remember having my professor of piano at university one year even said himself that he said some of these melodies, and he played a couple of the Beatles tunes, they actually could have been written by one of the greats and then just expanded into something bigger.
Yeah, the spark of genius.
So they're relatively unschooled, and yet, pop music, as you know, is like that. You can do a fair amount without being very schooled.
Yeah.
And then my interest went into all kinds of things, but mainly it was, like I remember saying when I was in university, and I'm kind of almost embarrassed I'd say this now, but I said, at the time I thought a song was an excuse for a solo.
Yeah.